I got to participate with the 92127 Caravan today, and I wanted to do a quick recap. We'd run a little long because it was first time reconnecting. There was a lot of great discussion about different questions that the agents had in the market, and there were some key things that I wanted to make sure got shared. So recapping here, going to share this video a couple places and let you know what I heard from other people in the meeting, as well as what I was presenting on. One of the big ones was we had Pawnee Ayers, who is a lender with Bank of America, and she had a very valid point. When you were writing your offers, you're going to want to double check about where rates are going. They're getting updates constantly. Even though the Fed won't be going again till allegedly July, it does not mean rates are not still increasing currently. Especially on the listing side, you're going to want to double check. You want to make sure on that first page, the amount for the loan, just write it at 6%. I know that sounds scary, which is still an amazing rate, but I come from a family where, in the 80s, my mom was doing 18% with wraparound. So 6% is still a good thing, good number, but do it so that you don't have to redo the offer, redo the contract. It's an out for a buyer. So if you have a buyer that's shaky, you may want to consider that. Something to look into that we haven't had to pay attention to for a while. Another issue is the HOA docs are taking as long as possible. By civil code for Pam Refus, they are actually 10 days, even though the RPA says 7. So that's why they charge that rush charge, because they know they can do it. And then you have to order them within 3 days. And half the time we don't know if it's not what's in the MLS or it's not correct. There is in San Diego the SLIC, the Seller Listing Information Checklist, that asks questions about the HOAs, including multiple HOAs, which we know those can be fun surprises. I've seen up to 4 on a property. It's something that we want to get done because that's holding up the loans. We're writing 21-day escrows. The lender's not getting the HOA docs. They're not getting the reports they need in time. They can't do what they need to do. We can't perform. So let's set up everybody for a win. Let's get all the information to set it up for a win, or be ready to be flexible on the back end to keep everything moving forward. Your title, escrow, lender, TC, we're all here ready to go. We are definitely want to support you. Even if you don't have business that you're concerned, well, I don't want to waste our time. You're not wasting our time. By getting us and looped in, letting us know what we can do to help you and your client, be it on the listing side, doing a pre-opening of escrow, depending on your escrow officer, getting your property profile, prepping with the lender. Let's get the SI done. Let's get the loan docs. Let's get the taxes pulled. Whatever we can do ahead of time, let's be doing that. Because everybody right now, when we hit the ground, are rushing so fast, things are getting dropped. And in that, we're causing delays. So in this meantime, while we're waiting and trying to find the perfect property for your client or find the best buyer for selling the property for the seller, now's the time. Let's do all that prep work. Let's front load the files as much as you can. That's really going to pay off. It's going to keep you on its great momentum, English Sam, and keep everything moving forward. The other thing to pay attention to is definitely, if you're going to write these short-term ones, make sure you've got the disclosures done and review them. I just had a transaction where, even though the disclosures were given ahead of time, and if you give that TDS before the offer is accepted, that removes that 5-day revoke contingency that's in there in 11A2. It wasn't complete. It opened up a keyhole and it let me find the hole to help my agent get out of it. So double check, make sure you're reviewing them, your TC is reviewing them, make sure you're eyeballing all of them. Sooner you can get the disclosures ready for going into an escrow, the better. It gives everybody a little bit of a breath, and you're more educated about the property and know how to deal with some of the pitfalls that could be coming up or information the seller just may have forgotten to share. Please make sure you are filling out RPA 1 with the DRE number for the other side. It will not auto-populate. You need to go to dre.ca.gov. You need to put that information in, as well as you need to add your email address on page 16 in the agent section. Remember, this new contract, once that's emailed over, that's considered delivered, and that's the start of everything. If that email address is not on there, we technically do not have a fully executed contract because there's no way to actually deliver properly. Then you need the DNA, delivery of notices addendum, clarify what address, go through all the loops, but somebody can get an out. And right now, people are going to start looking for a lot of outs. So we need to be tidying up and closing all these loopholes. The other thing to remember is that the home warranty is now actually a credit. Technically, the seller is offering the buyer a credit. It's the buyer's responsibility to order that. That way, if there's any overage, that is the buyer's responsibility. That's part of the contract now. Buyer gets to choose the services. Buyer gets to choose all the coverages, all that fun stuff. Also, make sure, though, if you have an issue on a property, verify with that home warranty if they will cover it prior to close. Typically, they will not cover items that are not in working order. And just make sure you're putting everything in writing. please put everything in writing. Double check your links. I've had problems with links lately, and use every listening skill you've got, both your audio and visual when you're talking with your clients. If something feels off, ask that extra question. We're all coming back, getting used to reconnecting, and there's sometimes people just don't know what's going on, so ask the extra questions. I'm Sam Hayes. I'm One Stop Transaction Services. I greatly appreciate the 92127 Caravan. As always, verify everything with the broker of record on the file you're working on. I'm here and happy to help, even if I'm not the TC of record. You can call me at 619-993-7264. Thanks so much. Have a great day. I look forward to working with you or talking to you soon. Thanks so much.